So, biggest question that's constantly being asked for us at Pedibal here is, are our bikes legal to use on the road? Yes, they are. We work very closely with DVSA to do this, and this is little insight as to the criteria that we follow and a brief understanding of how we do it and how we achieve the end result, which is UK bikes that are legal to ride in the UK with a twist and go throttle. So with the increasing activity on social media regarding e-bikes and legality and specification, etc., we've thought it pertinent to actually just run through a quick update of the current guidelines in place. Something we get asked quite often as to how we make our bikes compliant for UK EAPC legislation. So just to show, these are a government website, links from our website to the government website as well. So in short, the main one that I point to here, guidance for EAPC standards and legal requirements. So EAPC, electrical assisted pedal cycle. This is the main page that refers to what specification, how the bikes need to be, or what specification they need to be to actually meet the requirements. As you can see from the text from the website, electric assisted pedal cycle is the legal term for an e-bike or a cycle that can be treated the same as a conventional pedal cycle, provided the user is over 14. So there's the first point. Anyone over 14 can ride legally an e-bike. There's many other forms of cycles, but Pedelecs was an old terminology, doesn't tend to get used now. But EAPCs is where we're at, all our bikes meet that specification. So to be classified under EAPC, the cycle must be fitted with pedals that can propel it. So all of our bikes, all fitted with pedals, have an electric motor with a maximum continuous rated output not exceeding 250 watts. Again, even from the NAVIGATA, which is the first bike, up to the biggest bike that we do at the moment, which is the MAXIMA, all have 250 watt nominal power motors, already meet that requirement. So even without the additional throttle option, still meet EAPC legislation to still be ridden the cycles as a standard cycle. And lastly, the other main point is the cut-off electrical assistance. So under pedal assist and or throttle option, 15.5 miles an hour. Again, all of ours are set to that. They're capped at that speed limit, so you can ride faster. As soon as you ride faster, the power assistant drops away, which is the legal requirement. As you can see there, a little prompt there to say if it doesn't meet that, so if it's got a motor that's greater than 250 watt or the speed can go to, then they fall in different classification, and that's where a lot of the problems lie. In which case you need insurance, tax, registration, etc. That's all explained here. But this is the key point which we get a lot of questions asked, because it's mainly over the throttle where a lot of the confusion lies. So what we've done, and we've worked with the DVSA for many years now, making sure that our bikes do meet the requirement. So pedal cycles for pedal assistance or twist and go. So we now include both options. So pedal assist only, nothing needs to be done, they already meet the requirements. If you go for the twist and go throttle option, which gives that extra functionality, so it gives you the throttle option, which a lot of customers like. For customers that have got limited movement, actually prefer that option, get the bike going, gives them that extra benefit. Not a necessity by no means, but it's definitely be preferred by a lot of customers. In order to benefit from that function, pedal cycles provide electrical assistance without the use of pedals, usually called twist and go. So twist and go cycles are classified as EAPCs provided they meet the EAPC regulation. So, and obviously we went through the regulations earlier on. We're mainly with the twist and go throttle option, as long as it's capped at 15.5 miles an hour, so you can't exceed that with pedal assistance or throttle assistance in this case. Bikes that were produced after 2016 to have that function need the extra type approval or individual type approval, which is the two options you get. We opt for the individual type approval mainly because it suits our demand and it's a lot easier for us to manage. Or however, individually it's quite a headache with regards to the testing criteria, but anyway, to do that, so to gain this type approval, which is the requirement if you've got a twist and go throttle on your bike, obviously initially it needs to meet the normal standards, 250 watt nominal power motor, capped to 15.5 miles an hour. And then with the addition of taking it to the DVSA, they test the bikes and they issue a certificate that renders the bike a subcategory. It's tested under L1E, which is low powered moped, subcategory EAPC. And this is where a lot of the confusion is. So they're still classed as EAPC, so they're still classed as pedal cycles because they meet the EAPC criteria with that function. And that certificate provides that confirmation that the bikes meet that criteria and they're okay to use. Again, you got to look into it. So you know, pedal cycles and normal pedal cycles shouldn't be ridden on paths, should be ridden on the cycle paths or the designated areas that are also highlighted on the government website. So once you have that approval, with type approval, if the actual product itself is approved, which is a higher level approval, then that type approval needs to be on the rating plate. There's a number that's issued that shows that that model, specific model, is approved. With the individual type approvals, it's a certificate that records the VIN number from the cycle, shows that individual bike also meets the same criteria and is okay to use. But there's a few websites. It's still confusing, but as long as all the bikes meet the criteria, and we have a declaration of conformity as well that shows you that they meet all this criteria, regards to lights, brakes, reflectors, etc. It's all present on this website. We can provide that information, but it's just a case of offering some clarification, really, because it is confusing. But we're just showing you how and why we do what we do in relation to getting these bikes tested, because with the amount of feedback we get from customers, not necessarily older customers, but customers might be coming back from injury that they want to get back on riding, and these are all the health benefits as well as just enjoying that feature of the throttle. It gives you momentum, which you can introduce while pedalling, so it works in conjunction with or independently, but it meets all the criteria. So there you go. When is your bike an EAPC? Again, this is a bit repetitive from the other website, the government page that we was on, but it reiterates: must have pedals, we tick that box, can have 2 or more wheels. At the moment we only produce cycles, but obviously there's trikes that are coming into the phase now that all will need to meet these requirements as too. Again, the motors, as I say, even on our NAVIGATA, the eCRUIZA and the MAXIMA, all meet 250 watt nominal power motors, and they're all capped, programming via the controller, so it's all capped with the speed limit at 15.5 miles an hour. So again, they already meet that criteria. Now on the bikes themselves, so further identification of this, we've just actually updated our rating plates, which are present on the bike. So you already have the VIN numbers that are stamped into the bike themselves, which is one first requirement. And then on the rating plates, we've increased a little bit more information on there now, so to make sure, again, we're still compliant with all this information. So the continuous rated power, again, 250 watts, it's mentioned on there. The manufacturers, obviously us, Pedibal, and the battery voltage, the maximum speed, which is of 15.5 miles an hour. We actually had a few other bits of information on there, but in relation to that, all this is present on the bikes. It's also the maximum wattage is on the motor itself. So there's numerous points in which the bikes have this information. And again, another recent introduction, we've started to include little labels that reiterate that on the throttle as well. So if you opt for the non-throttle version of the new bikes, the equipment's still there, but it's reprogrammed, so it'll meet the standard legislation, which is 3.7 miles an hour, and there'll be a little label that shows that. And on the DVSA tested, so obviously you'll have your certificate, and also there'll be another label that mentions the 15.5 miles an hour. So hopefully this will not confuse you, but it'll just give you a little more understanding of where the information's kept and how you can access it, and anyone can access this information, and hopefully give you a good understanding of how we can do it and keep our bikes legal on the roads. But thank you.